I've got lots of guests in the studio with me today. This is a brand new segment we've started. Maybe it's longer than I think. Has it been about a month, Wendy?
Yes, we started in January.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we're so excited. This is all about local business and fighting for local business. Wendy Hendricks is from Agency North Real Estate and HendricksMarketing.com. We got Barry Kirchhoff here he's the director of Central Minnesota Small Business Development Center at SCSU and also the program director there. And today you guys have brought with us somebody I never, ever thought we would get to talk to, is somebody from the Better Business Bureau, Erica Thompson. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
I saw everybody out in the lobby when I got here, and when I look outside, it's like I can only see shadows of faces, kind of like when you're watching a TV show and you're not supposed to see the person. You know, they're trying to be like incognito. Erica looked incognito. I thought she was Wendy, and she's like looking at me like, you don't know me. We really appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you.
Well, it's a quick story on business networking because as we're bringing guests on, I'd thought about I'm going to reach out to Erica at the BBB. And Erica saw what was going on through Wendy and said, hey, I would like to be on the program. And Wendy said,
Absolutely.
what do you think? And I go, well, Wendy, maybe you don't know, but I'm on the board of directors of the Better Business Bureau. I'm on my third term. And I've had a relationship with the BBB through the SBDC because of the wonderful things that Erica will be talking about that the BBB does for small business and the advocacy, not only for consumers, but small business. But I'll let Erica tell you about that.
Yeah.
Some of the things we've done at the university is the class that is ran through the SBDC, the Management 498 class. Students have had the opportunity to do learning projects, marketing projects, and business projects with the Better Business Bureau. And they've been a great business client to work with for students. They've provided challenges for consulting reports that have given students very valuable experiences they enter the work world when they leave the university.
Well, because I think a lot of times when you think of the Better Business Bureau, people are thinking about it behind, like, okay, that's going to come after my business gets started, instead of kind of trying to talk to them at the beginning where they can get the help, right? I mean,
Yes.
I think that's kind of a big thing. Do you want to tell us a little bit of history about everything, Erica, here, about what you do with the Better Business Bureau?
Yeah. So I've been with the Better Business Bureau for a little over 2 years now, thanks to Barry with that connection. And I used to work with businesses to help get them accredited, but now my role is sponsorship. For corporate sponsorship for events.
Okay, so how does that all work and tie together? How did one lead to the other?
It was just an opportunity that they always wanted, and I am open to new challenges, and so they just thought I would be a good fit. I love it.
I think so. It's very important, right, for a business to be accredited. Do people understand how that works? Because you go on there whenever you have a bad experience, right? You go to the Better Business Bureau, and that's when you never think about typing the good things. People always want to say them, but sometimes people will go and look for that rating. How does that rating system work?
Well, every profile has a rating, and that's based on if they have any complaints, if there's any, you could say, government issues, but mostly on complaints. And if they don't respond to the complaint, that's how their rating can go down.
I see.
Now, accreditation is a little different than that. Accreditation is the business has to apply to be accredited. So they have to meet the standards of trust. And once the application is through and everything is good, then they become a member of the Better Business Bureau.
Okay. And once you're a member, how do things work? I mean, do you guys keep in touch? Did you just keep in touch with the Better Business Bureau as the year goes on and have yearly reports that you work on, or?
Yeah, they can always come and check on stats, and there's a lot of different benefits to it, but the biggest one is consumers know that they can trust them.
Yeah, that's a wonderful thing. Okay, so when you're talking about Better Business Bureau and you're talking about small business, is there a certain size of a business that would want to be accredited by the Better Business Bureau, or any size of business? Like, I think about me, just for example, I do voice work on the side, right? It's a very small, it's not like anybody else works with me. I just do voice work, and people can come to me and I do voice work. Okay, so someone like that versus someone who may have like a salon or a clothing store. Which people are going to be coming in and into the store,
or 1,000 employees. You know, I think it's the whole range.
It is. I mean, Target is accredited, Best Buy, but then we have many one-person employee owned that are accredited as well.
Okay. So it really is for everybody.
I think, yes, in this digital world, it's really important to people. It sets you apart from other businesses. It's just another level of trust, or that if people don't know you.
Yes. You see their banners, and a couple of local shout outs of the range, and to give you the diversity, quality cleaners. Mm-hmm. They proudly display their Better Business Bureau badge, saying that they will provide good service, and I do support them. They're a small business, and they do a wonderful job. To the range of preferred credit.
Yes,
and they're active in the BBB, and they support the BB very well with some of the programs. Beyond that, I don't think people know that the BBB has a foundation, and my role on the board is I'm the chairperson of the foundation, and we have a annual Give from the Heart program where board members, and last year we had 100% compliance of board members, and the employees give money, and we look for other opportunities to raise money for the foundation to give back in the forms of scholarships. And you can probably talk a little bit more about the scholarship program and our celebration coming up with that.
Yes, May 20th, we're having the Torch Award for Ethics, which any business can apply for. It's a huge honor, and there's nothing like it in Minnesota and North Dakota. But we also provide student integrity for scholarship. And this is for high school seniors. The applications are already shut down for that. Okay. But businesses can help support that and have a direct contact with the winner. It's really cool.
Wow. And how long has that been going on, the Torch Awards? Do you know? Has it been a while?
Oh, that's a good question. I've been involved with the organization for over a decade, and I always have heard about the Torch Awards and attended the Torch Awards anytime that the opportunity presents itself.
Is it going to be in person this year?
Yes.
We're
so excited.
Everybody's jumping for joy.
I want to go. I miss events. Where is it?
It's at the Radisson Blue on the Mall of America there.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice. Okay. So for the Torch Awards, like for someone who wants, do they apply for these awards? And you said that window's kind of closed as far as for this year for the students. But when does that usually start? Like when do they start applying? Do you know?
January.
Okay.
Mid-January, I think it was.
Okay, so it's like a month window where they can apply.
Yep. And the Torch Award for Ethics is still open till March 4th. So any business can apply for that.
Okay, good to know. All right, we also wanted to talk about scams a little bit. And I mean, I write stories about scams all the time because they drive me crazy what people are trying to do to folks out there. And it can be so convincing these days. You get something in the mail, it can be from Medicare. And on the note, it will actually have Medicare.gov, which is accurate, but they'll have a phone number that is not accurate. You know,
or the phone calls, texts. Yeah, yes.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, yeah.
So is the Better Business Bureau a place for us to go where we can check on scam type of things?
Oh, 100%. We've always been there to help with that. And we have a website, which is bbb.org/scam tracker.
Okay.
You can go in and report and find scams in the area.
Nice to know.
Wow, yes.
And I think an important thing for listeners to know, but we can't forget this, is the BBB is a nationwide organization. So they talk back and forth on scams and things that happened that the consumers should know and businesses should know.
Yeah.
And guess where the BBB first started?
Yeah.
We are the Minnesota, North Dakota, and it was Minnesota first, is BBB number 1.
Really?
Yes.
That's incredible. I did not know that.
Yes. And you can learn more about that when you attend the Great Minnesota Get-Together at the State Fair. The BBB always has a booth there, and they talk to consumers about scams. And I'll tell you, one of the most fun part of being on the board of directors is you get to volunteer to work the State Fair. Of course, people that know me know I like to talk. So I actually go home at night and I don't say anything because I've had a fun day at the fair talking about the BBB and Minnesota in general.
Well, and I think, the people hear Better Business Bureau, and sometimes, like you said, it's like, they kind of dread it or fear it, but it's actually a resource. It's a resource for business. It's a help to consumers. So to not fear the BBB,
Right.
of course you don't want the BBB coming after your business
no,
because but it's a resource. So I think businesses need to embrace it and realize all the resources you have.
Yeah, and the main thing to remember that no matter what kind of question you have, just reach out and ask. We're here to help you.
Right. So I mean, if you think about it, like if you're an accredited business, something happens and you don't stay on top of something and your rating drops. Like, is it still graded like the A, B, C?
Yes.
Okay. And you go and you look and you're like, oh my gosh, I've always been an A and now I'm a B. The good thing is, like you said, Better Business Bureau is there to help.
Yes.
Make a phone call, say, look, I need to know what I can do with this. I don't know why they were disgruntled, but I want to fix it. And you can improve your business.
And I want to be a myth buster because you'll know this, Erica, and I've heard this before. Well, the BBB, they're a government agency. We're not.
I guess, that is really common
The
thought.
BBBs are operating nonprofits, and they are not government affiliated.
Okay, so here's a question. If you're not a member of the BBB, does the BBB still rate businesses?
Yes.
There's other businesses, but they don't favor businesses that are accredited. I mean, you don't say, okay, you're a member and we're going to favor you and we're always going to give you an A, and you're not a member and you're always going to get an F. It's not how it works.
Nope. And actually, accreditation and the ratings are two different systems.
Okay.
Yes, and having when there is serious things going on that compromise business ethics, there is a process, and people that are doing that are put on notice.
Oh.
And another myth is, well, if you just pay the BBB, they'll give you a good rating. Trust me, I have been at board meetings, and they are reviewed, and the BBB doesn't go like who you are, or it's not a who's who.
Yeah.
If you're not adhering to business ethics, and there's plenty of cases I've seen in the last decade I've been involved with them where they will make the tough decision, but they always give you the opportunity to correct what you're doing that isn't meeting the high standards of accepted business ethics within the business community.
Yeah. I mean, if you kind of think about it, I sort of think of it as almost like a credit report. Like if something goes wrong and you have to start fixing it, it takes a little while maybe to get your score back up to what you're looking for, right? I mean, if they correct something, let's say they had an A+, and then something happened, I don't know, there was a disgruntled consumer. They didn't answer maybe they had 3 or 4. Something happened with a product. Maybe they didn't realize it. Now they realize it. But now it's good. They answer the consumer complaints. They fix things. It's going to take a little while to build it back up to where they want it.
I don't think as long as what people... It just really depends on the situation.
Okay.
I really think. Yeah.
Everyone is to a certain degree situational, but I mean the BBB is there to help you and guide you. And I think we should talk about a lot of the programs that are put on, the scam jams and things for the consumers that you can attend at low-cost events and webinars.
I think
we have to give a shout out to the chamber. What's going to be happening at the BBB here in the chamber coming up too before we forget.
Yeah, March 4th, we are hosting Chamber Connections with Preferred Credits at 7 a.m. in the clearing. So we're really excited about that.
My goodness, lots of different stuff going on. Right?
And I think just for me, I mean, people who know me know I'm passionate about ethics and integrity, and I just think that is so important in business. And it wasn't until I got into commercial real estate that I earned my stripes, as Barry would say. And I just, integrity and ethics are so important to me, which is why I love working at Agency North in Sartell. But it's so important who you surround yourself with. And, I feel so bad for people who have these experiences or fall for these scams.
Oh, yeah.
And, I just think it can really be a difference maker in business because it's sad to see what happens. So for people to really know there are resources out there. If something does happen, if you fall for a scam, you're there for them.
A good fact is we've been keeping track of phone calls that have been coming into us. And in January, we received 7 phone calls. And if they would have lost just under $35,000 if they wouldn't have called us.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, because it can be so convincing. So convincing. They'll give you a name, they'll give you the phone number of the whatever location. You're like, well, that is the number. But you have to know the right steps to handle those kind of things. And I think that's kind of where people kind of fall sometimes is thinking, well, this all looks very legitimate. It must be.
I've had scam offers come in from like investors from out of state or whatever, and all of a sudden you get this, cash offer or whatever, and it's totally not legit at all. So you really have to do your due diligence.
So going to the Better Business Bureau, you can kind of keep up with those kind of things of what's happening. People, you'll keep everybody in the know. That's sort of a place that if you're a business owner, you should be checking that every month to make sure you're on top of what the latest scam ideas are.
Is there a fee to be accredited or to be a member?
Yeah, for accreditation, there is a membership fee, dues is what we call it, and it's based on your size company.
Okay. So if you're interested in that, is it bbb.org or do we have a different one here to go to in the Minnesota area?
No, you can just type in bbb.org, and then there's a click where if you're interested in learning more about accreditation.
Wonderful. Well, we've got like 1 minute left. You guys want to tell us what you've got on your plate? Well, you guys have so many ideas.
Yes, we're telling Kelly the schedule for her show. We're like,
shows and we always, it seems like Wendy and I, we find people, we have a commonality. Who are going to guess like this?
Like Erica reached out to me, and I did not know Barry was on the board. Every week we've had these synergies.
And who's up next week?
And she also used to be my good friend Anna's neighbor, who's listening today. Hi, Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Fun. So
next week.
Next week.
Oh, Les Engel.
Les Engel.
Owner
Engel Metallurgical.
Yes, owner of Engel
Metallurgical. A very
Metallurgical.
unique business. And Les is a very passionate person about advancing manufacturing in central Minnesota. So he'll be talking about that.
And he's president of CMMA, I believe.
Well, he has
Central
been. He'll let us know.
Or he's very involved in.
Very involved.
Yeah, CMMA.
So we'll hear his story next week.
And then we'll be having the owner of Copper Pony on the next week.
Look at you guys. You're all they're booked out for the whole year. Erica, I hope you had fun with us today.
I did. Thank you.
And you can come back again. Hey, if there's some big scam that we all need to know about, you just come right back here and you help us out and keep central Minnesota safe.
Yes. Thank you, Erica, for taking time to come up here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wendy, Barry, Erica, I'll guest for you today here on our Local Business Today.